Hi, this is Joe and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where there are just a few things left to do in our career, one of which is building a plane. And I'm doing this to train for producing a space shuttle to fly with to Duna. And that's why we're building a plane. We're starting with a small one. Just a single cockpit. Fuel tanks. We'll take the liquid fuel tanks for, Kerbal S3. Not completely overdone. Mark 1 should be the one that's fitting here. Single engine. Look which is the right size. The Weasley would be the right size. The Juno is the smaller one. The problem is, how do I know which are the right ones? This one also fits, which is the Whiplash. The Goliath. Goliath is for bigger rockets. Panther is also fitting. Vector liquid fuel engine needs liquid fuel and oxidizer, no air intake. Okay. Toroidal aerospike. Aerospike sounds like... Yeah, the aerospike sounds like a normal one. Let's look at the others. The Weasley. Intake air, yeah. So we have the Weasley, the Juno, Rapier? Rapier also fits. Okay. So we have the Juno, the Weasley, the Panther, the Whiplash. Panther did also fit. Juno not. The Weasley, the Whiplash, the Panther and the Rapier are fitting. So this engine can be fueled by intake air or oxidizer, so it can be doing both. I don't need an engine like this, but this has 3200 ISP, which is a thing that I want. That's a big one. The Juno has 6400. The Weasley has 10,500. This one has 9,000. This one has 4,000. So also that are outputs. Can the Panther also go in space? No. Both are with intake air. What's that? Does the Panther come in two variants? I don't get it. Max thrust at okay. This is for the Panther. Get rid of the Panther one. No, that's the Panther. No, it doesn't have mode dry. Mode dry. I have no idea what that means. Let's take a normal jet engine, the Weasley. This should be one of the normal jet engines. It needs air intake and liquid fuel. This already has 52,000 delta V. Yeah, completely not ridiculous. Okay. What else does an aeroplane need? It needs wings. So we talk about big wings. Okay, that's for space shuttle. I don't want to go with winglets. I want to go with canards. I want to go with normal. I mean, that looks great, but not on this. I want to go with the normal delta wings. 2 of them. Pitted to the train, to the thing normal. Okay, this is almost looking good. Let's do a normal. Let's do a normal one. Where do we have the wings that I want? Small delta wings. Yeah, that's more like it. More like a normal plane looks. Normal plane has the wings somewhere in the middle. We need a tail fin. Tail fin, tail fin. Woo! Okay. Since when? It was R who was removing it weirdly. So mostly like this. This tail fin is way too big. We want a smaller one. So let's start with making our own tail fin. Structural wings type D. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now we wanna take control surfaces to move the stream around. So we have different elevons. 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Want to look at the sizes. This elevon looks perfect for this size, so we'll take the elevon 1 for that. Elevon 2, the same one but slanted. Then we have the elevon 3, which is a bigger one but slanted. Then we have an elevon 4, which is a smaller one that's fitting to that wing. And then we have the elevon 5, which is slanted in that way. Okay. We don't take the elevon 5. These elevons are there. They are the big elevons. Okay. They're up here. 1 and 2. So I want to take normal elevons, not those slanted ones. So we're getting rid of those. So these, now we need to control our aeroplane. For that we need to attach it in a way that makes sense to this. Like this. Just in two-fold symmetry. Yeah, God. Like this. So if I want to roll, this one goes up to break over here, this one goes down, so we roll that way and the other way around. Good thing is, I think it can do it by itself. Okay, why is this working so weirdly? Oh God, every direction is wrong on every control. Okay. Taking also this elevon as a tail fin. So we should have every direction to move. We have an engine. We have wings. We need gears. So small landing gears. Large, extra large have this size. That's roughly what we need when we land on Eve. Stress tolerance 55k. We'll take the small ones for this one. Which way though? This way? Are these steerable? Breakable steering range? 30 degrees. Okay, they are steerable. I mean, we have fixed landables, but I want these the retractables, so that I can say, can you fucking... Thank you. Start retracted. Yeah, I can pull it in. So, and we also want the same landing gears somewhere back here. In X mode. Wanna turn them... No, not E. W, not W. A and D. Let's start them up there. So that it somehow resembles a train. I mean, normally we'd start with them out here. Can you please stay there? Thank you. And now E? No. D and A. Yeah. While not going into this. Okay, so we have We have tires. The tires on the back side are... Okay, we want to move them down. And slightly back, like just slightly back. And down by quite a bit. So that these are slightly higher than that one because we want to start slanted so we can go up more easily. Okay, so now the only thing we need is an air intake, which is not under utility where I thought it would be. Is it under engines? I don't see them. Is it under fuel tanks because it's basically fuel? No. It's under aerodynamics, of course. We want air intake. Circular intake. Diverterless supersonic intake. So this has liquid fuel. This is an... Oh, okay, that's a big one. There's an engine pre-cooler. Engine nacelle. Resource intake. Intake resource and liquid fuel. That's also a big one. Bench routes, small circular radial air intakes or small circular intakes. So, ooh, this one is too big. Adjustable ramp intake radial. Adjustable ramp, that's the big one. Ooh. That one might also work. So we'll put it right here. How much air intake do you produce? 0.5. How much air intake do I need? We're using the Weasley. We need 29.6 per second. What does the other one mean? I'm completely new to this and I have no idea. Effective base speed, intake area. Okay, let's just assume it works. Move them a bit that way. Yeah, that actually looks already better. So this is how our thing looks. I have done nothing to it, from like how we are steering the elevons. I have not put it in. How we're steering the wheels, I've put nothing in. How we're steering it all, I've put nothing in. I'm just going by how should a plane look like. And now we'll look at center of thrust, which should be in the middle, so we can ignore that. It's more important if you have like an engine here and another engine here, but the symmetry should take care of that. So aerodynamic in point. So what can happen is that your lift is behind your center of mass or before your center of mass. So we're taking these and putting them in front of here, which will make, if lift comes in when you're moving, it will pull this side up, that's before the center of mass, and this side down. If we place it back here, where we would like generally have it, believe we would have it, then for Space Shuttle, then we would pull this side up and this side down, I think. So the center of the aerodynamic center, we're placing it here so that actually our steering does the work. We can also we can off-center that, and we'll do that later. But we'll start with this. So then we have these elevons. Deploy retracted, extended. So they can be moved down. Can they only be moved down is the question. Okay, we have them set to that everything is working, so we are not setting them up manually, but we have set them up in a way where they automatically go. Okay, so plane attempt 1. This is my plane attempt 1. That's the first plane I ever did. Okay, so who is the lucky guy that gets to fly? Do we have some incredibly stupid pilot? Merster. No, he's not a pilot. Miltrim. Miltrim is the guy who... Miltrim? Wasn't he the guy that we saved from space who was too stupid to steer his rocket back home? Let's take Mike here. And let's just hope that it works. Launch. So this is actually now a day later where I have slept over what I did wrong and what I did right yesterday in trying this. This won't work. And I showed you a bit of my failings there. This was like halfway stable, but it doesn't really work that way. I actually did two mistakes here. First, I started off putting these wings in front of here, which made the center of lift be here. So let's now talk about this. If the whole thing turns like... I want to turn it upwards, like a bit, like this. Then now the center of lift is before the center of mass, which makes this one actually want to continue rotating this way all the way until it's behind the center of mass. So this actually won't work. And that's why it won't work, because center of lift needs to be behind center of mass. Second thing was my landing gears. My landing gears are were behind these flaps. So if I press S to go up and my flaps go up, the force is actually applied here, and the place where they were before, like around here, would make the force be applied here, which is between the wheels, which actually won't make my ship turn. So I can do two things to offset that. Either I can move the landing gear forward, or this one slightly backwards and add tiny control surfaces right here in the front. But actually we'll just do this. And we'll also do this to move them slightly forward. Okay, so this should actually be flying, I hope. That was what I was thinking about this night, on how to repair this plane and let it work. So now we can actually fly. We'll fly with Mike, I said. Let's go. Also, we want to toggle off the torque of the torque of this, because I don't really want to use them. I want to show you that I can fly perfectly with this. So of course it needs to it takes a while until it gets enough air intake to make this engine go at full speed. We are now at 40% roughly, and I think 60 meters per second would be enough to lift off. Yeah, and now it flies. We can toggle in the gear group, and yeah, we can pull it up perfectly. We can roll with it, pull it up, roll with it back, and go up. Ooh. Ooh. I didn't see that the water surface was there. So actually what we're going to do now is revert to launch and fast forward until I can see a thing. This actually isn't as stable as I thought. This may be because the center of lift. Let's revert this to space plane hunger, because I think the center of lift is now too far back from the center of mass. Would be nice if you could do too. Thank you. So let's actually put them like somewhere around here. Fairly behind the center of mass, but not completely. So these actually need to go forward more. But let's take the other approach. Let's take the approach that makes like where we can use like simple wings. There are like special wings that are made for the nose and look like they're made for the nose. These, for example. Can use them. Don't we have ones that look better? No. Okay, so we'll use these standard canards. And then we'll have to move this back. So the center of lift is behind the center of mass, but still within the bubble. So let's see if this is safer. I'm learning step by step how to build a plane, because I want to build a big plane in the next episode. A big plane to fly to Eve. And for that I have to make sure that this is actually working. So we need, obviously we need to wait until this has enough, meets all the requirements for air intake. So we'll take off at like 80. Yeah, okay. So the roll is actually a bit too aggressive for my taste. But yeah, if I press A and D, like basically nothing happens, and my nose goes down if I do that. So this plane is actually way too aggressive with its control functions, and this will be worse if I'm flying this on Eve. But that actually works well. I'm producing too much drag with my tires. This will be way better. Okay, and we can actually like turn around this plane slowly to fly a completely different direction without losing out on too much speed. I mean, yeah, the speed did go down. We're at 200 meters per second now. But we can actually fly over here too. Okay. So, landing. How does landing work? This will be a problem. I will not land my space shuttle on Eve. I think I'll do it differently. Let's use a bit less on that account there. Let's pull it up. I don't think I will land with this, but I'll try. I'll try. I won't land on the runway. I'll try to land over there. So actually I want to go off with it, not brakes. Gear action groups. So we wanna like fly around. Wanna fly one more turn. And now we want to stabilize ourselves, and we want to pull it like slightly up. Pull us slightly up, and now we want to go down, and we're not going down fast enough. We'll go into the sea, so I have to adjust my course one time more. Go over there. Adjusting the course takes off enough speed, so this will actually work. Just adjust it with E and Q so that you're level to the ground. Oh, and this doesn't work. And Mike survived. So I can land a plane without killing anyone. This was not enough for this to work. So, we landed our plane perfectly. So we are now ready to build a space shuttle. We'll test here on the runway. Maybe if we do the final thing, I'll launch it from the launch pad using a big booster to get it up and to not use too much fuel here. But we'll pack a lot of additional fuel. For our space plane, we'll have to actually think of very much more. I think I'll take the number 3 because there's one thing that I will definitely want to incorporate, which is the Mark III cargo ramp. How are you looking if I'm rotating? No, that. So if this is closed, it looks like this. Fuck. How do I incorporate that into a design where it is in line? What about another one? So this one, for example. So if I attach it up here and like lower it and set it down, it might be possible. I don't want to drop it like this. We have the longer one because I want to take an advanced rover with me, which will be a drone rover again, because I don't want to run around and fool around on Eve too much. And okay, so I'll have to use this one. I really wanted to use the ramp, but the ramp is a problem. I would need to like start my ship with the ramp, so that this is actually what the front of the plane looks like to make this work. I can't like attach it to the bottom of this, can I? If I have it like this, can I attach it like here? No. Okay. Okay, so this space plane will take me quite a while to put here, to put together, but I want to start using like the normal cockpit and stuff. I mean, I can use not these ones, but start with the actual ones that look like this. We need a lot of adapters. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I mean, I can take a Mark II with two crew, and I can use the drone core to give me assist on everything. So we don't need to take a pilot with us. This is already, we're taking too much time, this now explaining what I want to do. Let's just say I want to build a space plane. I'll give you like some view of like mid-stage stuff. So if I'm coming further and further, and maybe you'll see me try out my plane in between. Problem is, I want to take I'll use that one. I want to take rocket fuel because rocket fuel fuselage, that's normal, that's long. So like this, how much is there in there? Oh, that's not much. Okay. But I want to use rocket fuel because on Eve we won't have air intake. So I won't even bother with using normal jet engines for this. I'll use rocket engines for this. And I'll try to devise them in a way where we have at Eve ground level with pull pressure have a positive delta V. But this is like, oh god, this will be difficult. This will be so difficult. I have no idea why I did this to myself. Well, watch some steps in between of our space shuttle getting built. Building planes is difficult. So, to be honest with you guys, it may be possible for me to design a space shuttle that can start at Kerbal, but to design one that can exit the atmosphere of Eve while still having then fuel left and nerve engines attached to then get it back to Kerbal? No chance. No chance. I can't even do one that can lift off of Eve. I mean, with the vector engines, it looks quite nice. So if I show you that when I put my interplanetary stage away here, and have only the vector engines that are my rocket engines, this is nicely balanced out. And if I look at Eve sea level, we have a positive thrust weight ratio. So we should be able to lift, but 1800 is not enough. And where would I pick more fuel? Fuel is freaking heavy. So what I'll do is instead, I'll show you that I can do it by starting this at Kerbal. So that I can devise a space shuttle that can go into space. I'll just start this at Kerbal. I need to... oh god, this is... So if I now want this cargo bay to be replaced by something else, I have to get rid of all of this. So I can take it away. Great. Great. And all of this. I wanted to replace this by a rocket fuel fuselage that isn't attached to anything. Come back. I had to go to the Mark II because Mark III is way too heavy. That's the short one, my friend. Take the long one. Adjust the tail to it. And then take this one. And adjust that to it. Yeah, just with the symmetry, my idiot. Idiot! Just do it. X. So, I want to start this at Kerbal and want to fly it into space. It's not enough for an orbit, I know that, but I just want to show off that I can at least do anything in this game. So we'll go with the extra large landing gear, which will strap... oh god, this whole editor is so bugged. It's ridiculous. So these ones there, another one without symmetry at the front. Yeah, look how it's attached. That's how I would attach a tire. What the fuck? The whole editor, the whole spaceplane editor is completely fucked. Okay, so this I should be able to safely start. just to show off that I can do something. Just to show off that I can do a thing. This should be able to start. Save, use only stupid crew. Like Mike. I just want to show off that I can start with that thing, but that will never start from Eve, and I'll never devise one that can start from Eve. It's just way too much data V that I need to put in, and it's then that heavy. I have no idea how you would... Oh, thank you! All of these are attached to each other. It's not a thing that I made up that these might be... Fucking kidding me. I'm taking the vector engines and I'm just flying this to show off that I can. Look how much this is breaking. It's great, yeah? Yet now imagine that I would have found out this at Eve, that this is wobbling like crazy. Wow. Why are none of these attached to each other? It makes no sense. I attached them to each other. Why are they... And we have a sailing thing, which I can't really steer because I only have my tail fin. How the fuck do you make this work? These winglets, these wing connectors are the things you need to connect wings. But they don't connect the wings, they're just flapping around like crazy. Okay, rigid attachment it is. For every one of those. I just want to try if rigid attachment is the one that I was looking for here. I mean, I see the seams here. But these are the connectors and they don't snap into a point where they connect. So I assumed they were alright. Rigid attachment here. Also here. And the last one below the connector. Okay. Let's start this again just to see if the rigid attachment works, and that's the thing behind it. Otherwise, like, how would you even design a spacecraft, a big spacecraft, a big space shuttle? Okay, this is more rigid, but this is still bullshit. And of course, the vectors, which are one of the most powerful engines that we have, of course they create enough problems that these will break off. Like this. Okay, I can't do it. I won't do it. I think that's it. I mean, I showed off that I did, that I was able to defeat the career mode. I just wasn't able to defeat Eve, and I wasn't even able to build a space shuttle. So, whatever. We're not gonna do any more Kerbal Space Program in this save file. I might want to start with a new save file one day, maybe with the colonization mods, USI and KIS and KAS and MacJab and stuff, so heavily modded. Or I'll wait for Kerbal Space Program 2, which has built-in interstellar travel, and we'll go for that. So basically, yeah, we did beat the game. But I can't land on Eve, not with that space shuttle. And just to show you how much you need to get 8,000 data V, like the data V map says, to go off Eve. Let's make the smallest possible rocket that can do that, just escape from Eve, which is this. Then we'll use fuel tanks like the S4 128, 256, no, 512. So the biggest, the smallest weight you can put in, the biggest fuel tank there is, and then the really big engines. Is the Vector the biggest? This has 1,000. Mainsail is bigger. Can I put in like 4 mainsails? Can I put in like 5 mainsails? So 5 mainsails would have on Eve a thrust weight ratio of 0.58, and this is 2,400 delta V. That's like the biggest you can build. So just to show off what a ridiculous journey Eve is. But of course on Kerbin this would be able to start. So for one last time, let's put us into orbit using only the SAS of a command pod and this. Let's launch this untitled spacecraft. Oh god. One last time, start with this. And tomorrow we'll play something else, not Kerbal Space Program. I think I wanted to try out the new game of Cosmo D. So Tales from Off-Peak City. So I assume we'll try that tomorrow. And fast forwarded this. Will we even reach space? Yes, we will. Let's go to 120 apoapsis. Something exploded down there. I have no idea what. Let's put in a bit of this. We'll just use the vectoring of our engines to go over there. Just to go over there, and then we'll, since we're in space, we'll make an orbit out of this. The stupidest of all stupid rockets. No problem at all creating an orbit with that. Yeah. Warp to apoapsis, elongate that thing, and we would have an orbit. It's weird how easy it is now to fly all those things around. Prograde. Go prograde, my friend. And once you prograde, why? And for the last time, we put the stupidest of stupid things into orbit. There it is. Just steered by the SAS into orbit with this. So no problem to move this into orbit at Kerbin. Without any steering, without any aerodynamics, no problem at all. Putting anything into orbit at Eve is impossible. I'll definitely look up how other people managed to escape Eve, and I'll see how they managed that. I have no idea how that would work. So, of course, my rocket will be going down again. So, we're done with Kerbal Space Program, and yeah, we're gonna see us tomorrow with a short look at Cosmo D's new game. That must be Tales from Off-Peak City. And now we'll let this thing die. Okay. Well, What an end to a series. I wanted to achieve something here in Kerbal Space Program, and now I have to give up. Oh, doesn't feel good. Okay, have a nice day.